Yo, 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 welcome to the Offsides Podcast. It's your boy Taff Water here with my boys for another week. Jules, Duwalk, what's good, boys?
What do you do, baby?
Chilling, brother.
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. This is episode 8. It should be 9 the way United was looking yesterday, but we're gonna let that go a little bit. Or 11 the way Kyrie was cooking too. So you could go either way with it. But episode 8, if you're a new listener, we welcome you and hope you enjoyed the episode. For our loyal and returning listeners, I hope you guys enjoyed this week as well. A lot going on. I'm excited. Want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to kind of get in my bag a little bit because my bag is heavy this week. I got a lot of stuff in my bag, so I'm excited. But first things first, how you guys doing? How's your health? Anything new in your world and all that?
Nothing new, really. Just working again. I'm out here just chilling and nothing new. So just excited to be back on the show. It's my favorite highlight of the week. My favorite thing to see you, beautiful Black friends.
Black History Month too.
Black History
bro.
Month, baby.
Hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
BHM for those of you who want the abbreviation.
I texted in the group that we should start thinking about, some stuff we could do about BHM, and Jules was like, "What's BHM?" So just throwing that out there.
I can't know every abbreviation. So like,
but bro, that one's like obvious. Like everyone knows BHM.
I clearly don't.
That's the point. That's why we're like, you're bugging.
I wasn't bugging, but okay, whatever.
But yeah. So Duwak, how you doing? How's your week been?
Pretty chill. Yesterday was tough, bro. We got dumped on with snow. I was shoveling around 2 feet of snow. Feeling really, really sore. My back's hurting, but other than that, we good.
Little nor'easter.
Yo, Dwaka hit me up. He was like, yo, I gotta shovel all of this. And this man had like those full ski mask on, like Spider-Man, bro.
I measured it.
You out there grinding, huh?
Bro, I measured it, and I measured 22 inches. Like
damn.
It was like just below my knee, and that snow was heavy. So
Hey, that's why I ran away from up there, bro. It was beautiful out here today. I went for a little jog. It was like 48. Shit was beautiful. But I'm glad. Let's get going. Let's get started with a little NBA. I know we have a lot to go in with soccer as well, but I'm still hyped from yesterday's game. Brooklyn, we go hard. Nice little dub for the boys, 124-120. I loved it. I thought it was my favorite game this year. I've watched some league pass games, but in terms of like national TV, the big teams, I think it was the best game of the year. And it was like you're looking at like 5 of the top 15 players in the world on the same court. And I think everyone put on a show in their own way.
Yeah, for sure. Kyrie and it was interesting actually. At the beginning of the game, they were just hunting out Kyrie on the defensive end. Kawhi was trying to get that switch every time. But then on the other end, Kyrie, of course, doing his thing. What did he finish? 38, right?
39.
39, yeah. Yeah, he got hot like really late in the game and ultimately the game to win. But no, it was definitely an interesting game to watch. And I was seeing something on Twitter. Like they were saying, Ty Lue said like the margin for error was so small against the Brooklyn Nets, and it was a clip of Serge Ibaka. He missed like maybe 2-3 like layups that he should have made over smaller guys, and they ended up losing by 4. But who's to say if he made those layups, like the course of the game would have been different. But either way, game was definitely a banger.
It's a little crazy to watch for me, honestly, because like all 3 guys are just insane, bro. And they talked about that. Y'all were talking about that defense being weak, but it's like if this dude's really scoring this much, it's like
Nah, don't do that. They gave up like 148 to the Wizards. They were getting like slutted out by the Wizards, bro.
But it's like if they actually about to score, they're the team that do score 149.
No, I agree,
Like,
but
so
you
it's
can't
like,
give away 148 to the Wizards and not have that be a problem. Like, I think part of it, like yesterday, helped me figure out that they definitely play to their competition. Like when they need to lock down a little bit, they can get some stops. But like you can't just give up 140 to the Cavs and the Wizards and everyone be like, oh nah, it's all right. Like that's a problem, bro.
The thing about that Wizards too is like I think the score was 31-13, like real early. And I saw a snapshot on Twitter. And I think there was maybe 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. So when you think about it, they're giving up whatever 149 minus 13 is. That's way too many points to give up in like 30-something minutes. Like you can't be doing that.
I think it was like 48 in the fourth. Like how do you give up 48 in a quarter? That's nuts.
But don't you think that as the team like start to play better together, like that defense will kind of like become like an actual thing that's something that you can work on, you know? Like
oh yeah, I'm a Brooklyn. I think they're gonna win, so I'm assuming they're gonna get better. But you can't just be like, nah, that's fine right now. Like that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I don't think. I think once they get shit together, nobody can score with them. But I don't want to make no predictions yet, so I'm going to let that slide for later. But I will ask, do you guys think that was a finals preview?
No.
I don't think so either. I think the Lakers are just,
Shocker.
Shocker.
Both of y'all, shocker. I wonder why you guys don't think it's the finals preview.
I
mean, I don't know if the Nets will get there with that defense.
Oh, you funny. I'm not even going to try to play it safe with that one. Like, I'll put that prediction out there. They coming out the East. There's no chance. There's no chance anyone in the East, barring injury, can score with them. I don't care. Like, even the Bucks, I
mean, but
the only team that can beat them, teams, because I think
Miami.
What?
This man said Miami.
Miami got to focus on making the playoffs first.
For real. Hey, Walk, you remember you putting out that hot take I was saying when you said, no, Miami will make the playoffs, but you kind of were hinting at something, and I didn't take you seriously. But I think obviously now that Jimmy's back, they'll go on a little run, but they got I don't think Miami can mess with them. I don't think anyone can mess with them because no matter what, you have to score. I mean, their defense is kind of bad, but you have to score at least 130 to beat them. I think. I literally think, their worst game, I think they'll score 115 in their worst game.
But you think... my fault, continue.
No, I'm saying I think that every team has to score 130 in 4 out of 7 games. Or you got to score 120 and have a good defense. And how many teams can do either or of those, I think are very small. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I don't think the East, I mean, the Clippers probably have the best wing defenders in the NBA in terms of like combination.
But they didn't have Patrick Beverly though.
Pat Bev would get slutted out by Kyrie too.
Bro, he's just a barking dog.
I felt bad for Nick Batum. I was watching ESPN today. They showed highlights of the fourth quarter, and they did like the Kyrie hit a 3, Harden hit a 3, KD hit a 3, Kyrie hit a layup, KD hit a midi, something like that. And it was like they just pick and rolled. They took the switch. So whoever had Batum on them just was like, all right, let's go.
I'm cooking.
And it was just like every highlight is Batum as the defender. Like if you go watch it, it's so like as a player like that, like you see the highlights, right? Like, I mean, it's Batum, so no one will make jokes. Because if it was like PG or Kawhi, they'd be like, oh, you see PG or Kawhi get cooked. So if it's Batum, they kind of just, but like Batum is watching those highlights. Like he knows he's getting like, just like at some point, bro, you got to feel some type of way. Let's say you're let's say you're playing ball and dudes just keep trying to pick to get you on them. Like that's the ultimate disrespect. Like imagine like we're playing pickup and I'm just like,
Switch.
All right, screen. Let me get
pass the
Jules on
ball.
him. Like, and then someone else gets the ball. Screen. Let me get Jules on him. Like, that's gotta like hurt.
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember Lou Will's comments, but like in the playoffs not in the playoffs, like when the Lakers were facing the Clippers last year. I mean, like LeBron's always going for that switch on the smaller guys. So I mean, but when you mentioned what did you say?
2.
130.
Yeah, Batum. 130, 120. You think later on in the playoffs when the Nets, like, you know how things start to switch and like dudes have to get to their spots and like the whole entire landscape of the thing switches. You really think that the Nets will still be scoring that much or even letting up that much?
I think so too.
I think they're still gonna score it. Because, bro, I think in the playoffs it goes to everyone switches technically. You might get like Utah who won't want to switch Gobert. I call him Gobert. I mean Gobert instead of Gobert. But I think certain teams might do like drop coverage or something like that. Miami does some zone. But for the most part, everyone switches. So what's going to end up happening is Harden's going to dribble, try to get a screen, get the weakest defender. If not, swing it to KD. So someone is getting abused. And you can't help because you got Joe Harris in the corner and Jeff Green both hitting 40% plus from 3. So literally, even if playoffs, let's say defenses get tighter, there's not as much fast break. Even in a half court set, people say ISO ball can't win, and I agree. I don't think you can do it all, but it only doesn't work if it's one person or like Harden tries to ISO ball in the playoffs, but when you have like Eric Gordon and like PJ Tucker and I don't know, Jeff Green as 3 of the other 5, that won't work. But if you have Harden ISO ball with Kyrie ISO ball and KD ISO ball, I don't think we've ever seen that to know that won't work. And I don't realistically think you can stop that. So for me, I think no matter what, even in the playoffs, maybe not 130, but they're scoring 120 plus. And I don't know teams that can match that.
Let me pose this question then. When they're not hitting, and let's say they match up with Philly, who's going to take away Embiid? Because, I mean, he can get those guys in foul trouble, you think? Yeah. Get him in the post, like who's going to guard Embiid? If DeAndre Jordan gets in foul trouble, blah, blah, they don't have anyone to really, Jared Allen's not with them anymore, so they don't really have anyone to fill that void down low. And
you just double. I just saw Embiid alone. When Embiid played the Celtics last playoffs, Embiid got his numbers. No one could stop him on the Celtics. But, that's just one person. Let's say Embiid gives them 32 and 10.
Yeah.
KD's still giving you 32, so that already cancels that out. Then you got Harden's going to get... So, that's what I'm saying. But I get what you're saying, but unless you have AD and LeBron and maybe... you know what I'm saying? But, Embiid and Simmons? What's Simmons going to give you?
Philly's a better team now, no? It's all on... It's a lot on Danny Green's shoulders. We know how he is in the playoffs. But I'm saying, like you said, you got Joe Harris and Jeff Green in the corner. Now you got Seth Curry, Danny Green. Tyrese Maxey. I don't know how he's going to do, but
I know. But those guys are getting slutted out once it goes the other end. So Seth Curry is going to have to guard. They're gonna abuse that man, and at some point it's easier to you can double Embiid, and okay, maybe the shooters get hot, maybe 1 or 2 games, but in terms of percentages, if I double Embiid, what Danny Green in the playoffs, maybe he hits 37% of those threes when I double off Embiid. I'll live with that because I know at the other end, these guys are going to be shooting 50%. And if you try to double them, the other guy will go and shoot 50%. And if you try to double him too, it's just it's too much, bro. I think it's too much. And I think defense does have to get better because you can't just let people go. But if you actually just think about it, without obviously we have to see it. So people are skeptical. But if you really think about it, how do you really stop them?
All I'm going to say is that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are both like leading candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. It's still early, of course, right? But I mean, I like the Nets. I want the Nets to win too. All I'm saying
just
is
like
that
Kawhi and
Philly's
Paul George
defense,
yesterday. You don't have enough defenders on the court. So let's say yesterday, Paul George and Kawhi. Let's say you put Paul George and Harden, Kawhi and KD like they did. Then Kyrie's like, oh, y'all gonna put Reggie Jackson on me?
You know Kawhi not taking that serious.
God, don't do that.
You know Kawhi wants to. You know Kawhi's waiting for the playoffs.
And at the same time, that was like the 6th game on the road too, bro. Like, you gotta take that into consideration, bro.
Here we go.
They asked Kawhi yesterday.
What would happen different?
You well rested.
Lock in.
Yeah, you locked in.
But I'm saying, okay, let's say Kawhi is on KD. Let's say you guys I think this is wrong because my boy was 11 for 13 yesterday. But let's say you're right. Kawhi shuts down KD. Yeah. Paul George shuts down Harden.
Yeah.
Then what? What happens with Kyrie?
They have to put Pat Bev, bro.
Okay.
I mean, they could beat themselves, though. That's the thing. That's the one thing that I may be worried about is when stuff starts to hit the fan, like how are they going to respond to adversity?
Okay, that's a fair question. I asked it because I think Brooklyn's coming out the East. I asked it because I think the Clippers are better than they were last year. And I think I thought last year that the Clippers would beat the Lakers. So putting 2 and 2 together, I think that was a finals preview.
Clippers and Nets. That would be kind of funny, bro. I mean, like, that'd be crazy though, because they got you got all these crazy scorers and then like nice defenders going against each other, kind of like, elite defense going against elite offense. But I still think that better offense always beats better defense, bro. Like, that's just my prediction. I just think that, I don't know. But I don't think that the Clippers are coming out the West, bro. Like, I just don't think so.
Okay.
So we'll see the GOATs. LeBron, we'll see you in June, bro.
We will see.
We will see you in June, my boy.
We will see. But yeah, speaking of 5 guys on the court yesterday, I know the All-Star voting started. I've been thinking about it a lot. What you guys got for All-Star starters? Your 5. I know we have a different top 5, but that's just the kind of stuff I've been thinking about because I had to write down the list. I was like, who do I got starting the All-Star game or who deserves it right now? So based on the first quarter, who you guys got started East and West?
I mean, the reigning MVP, bro, like in the East, my boy.
It's the captain.
Huh?
Captain?
Yeah, he's a captain. Captain? Nah, I'd say Embiid, bro. I'd say Embiid. Like,
neither here nor there.
Yeah. And then you okay.
No, continue. Don't let me.
I gotta let you. Okay. And then who would be his first pick? I mean, it has to be KD, of course.
No. Did I do it? Like, just pick your 5. Who deserves
my 5?
To start?
I think Embiid is first. I think KD second. My third, I'm gonna pick my boy Giannis as well too. Fourth, I mean, it's a little. I don't want to put Kyrie in there. I feel like he just hasn't played enough games, bro. But I'd have to put in James Harden in there, and then my 5th would be Trae Young.
Okay. What about in the West?
In the West, of course, the GOAT, the GOAT first. Kawhi. That's 2. That's 2, right? My 3rd.
You mean okay? Never mind. So LeBron.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing it this way.
when you said the GOAT and he said Kawhi, I was like, okay, I haven't heard that before. But
I don't know why you're doing like 1, 2, 3. Like, just do like 3 forwards and 2 guards. But you did it right the East anyway, so continue.
Okay. I put Jokic, then he be my center. I put Jokic. He's funny. Did you guys see what he said about LeBron the other day? Like I think I'm faster than him.
I love Jokic.
Me too. He's mad funny. I don't know for guards, bro. Like I don't even know who to put. Come back to me on that on the other two. On the other two, I don't know who to pick for the other two.
All right. I'll go next.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do East. My front court is the same as you. I got Embiid, Giannis, and KD.
Mm-hmm.
My guards are. I disagree with you. I think Kyrie has played enough because he's played 17 games, and I actually think Harden hasn't played enough for the Nets. So, and I couldn't put 3 Nets anyway. So I put Kyrie and Jaylen Brown. And then, so Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, KD, Giannis, and Embiid. In the West, I got Jokic, Kawhi, LeBron as well as my front court. And then I got Steph and Dame as my backcourt.
Wow. I mean, should I even repeat it? Because we got the exact same. Other than, I mean, I had Jaylen Brown or Trae Young. That was my thing. I don't know if it was going to be Jaylen Brown or Trae Young. But other than that, we're the exact same.
I got to reward Jaylen because the reason I don't have Trae is the same reason I don't have Luka. Like, if you're just putting up numbers, but you're not winning that much, I'm not putting you there.
I mean,
but I get it. I get the idea. And every time I watch the Hawks, I feel like all Trae does is try to get fouls. So Trae's starting to actually not be one of my favorite players.
Wow.
I love him, bro.
True story. True story.
Switching up.
Yeah, it'd be like that. If I watch you and you're just not giving me that wow, like, bro, he gets a pick and roll and he gets in front of you and then he just like jumps behind. Like, I hate how he's been playing. I don't know if he was just playing that way in the games I watched, but the games I've been watching, he does a lot of that. And last year to me it was fun. So maybe it's just I'm watching more of him and he's disappointing, or maybe my expectations are higher. But I just feel like the way Jaylen's been playing, I also wanted to reward him more than anything with Trae. But I also get the Trae pick. So
I guess that leaves me, right? I gotta pick my last two.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put my boy Steph in there, and yeah, it's pretty whack. That Dame too, bro. Like, why not?
Okay.
Yeah,
that's nice. I know you were mentioning there's a lot of Man U. I mean, soccer we can talk about, but I know you wanted to talk about Melo's first start and him cooking up. In general, the rookies, I feel like some of the rookies have kind of been surprising me. Halliburton's been kind of fire. I didn't expect him to be as good as he's been.
You got that unorthodox shot.
Yeah, it looks weird. It looks like a high school kid who doesn't really have strength to shoot or something. But he's just like, it looks. I haven't watched a lot of Kings games, but the games I've seen and kind of some of the articles and reports I've seen about him, it's like his IQ is just off the chain. Like end of game, they trust him to do a lot of stuff. And we got to give a shout out to my boy De'Aaron Fox. I wouldn't be mad if he got an All-Star nod. I think he's been playing sick. And I feel like he won't get much love, but shout out my boy. But yeah, Melo first start, Melo cooking as well. I saw a stat. I think the Hornets are 6-0 when he plays 26 minutes or more. And they're 5-11 when he plays under 26 minutes. So that says a little something about it. Gotta free my boy Melo.
Yeah. I like Graham, but I mean, it's time.
Yeah,
I think it's time to switch it up. But then, what's his name? James Borrego, right? That's the coach. I think he was mentioning like, bro, Melo just don't play no defense. I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing if you know you can't play defense, but like the effort has to be there. I feel like I don't watch too many Hornets games, but I could see Melo like not really giving.
I could see it too. To be fair, I could see him being not a coach. Yeah.
Not coachable.
Trying to get steal. Yeah, not uncoachable, but just like a coach would probably like get mad at him as a rookie, because as a rookie you have to kind of earn everything, and he's so talented, and like the fans are probably asking for him. As a coach, you're probably like, this dude doesn't be trying on D or something. So I could see how you'd be like, nah, I don't want to do it yet. But I feel like that stat has to mean something. Like when he's playing, even if maybe the defense isn't there yet. But I don't want it's the same. What?
I said I think you just got to give him a chance. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it could be something else though. It could be you don't want to lose the veterans in your locker room as well, because sometimes you put the rookie in, he's not trying on D or something. If I'm Graham, I'm like, yo, like, you know, I've been here 2 years, busted my ass, that kind of thing. So I get it. Maybe there's more politics to it, but I guess now I'm one of those people I hated just looking at the stats about Melo and seeing the highlights. I feel like they got to start him. So I don't know the ins and outs. So, but that's interesting. Anything else you wanted to say about that, Jules?
Nah, bro. I mean, I just been watching the kid too. Like the numbers he's pulling up is a little OD for a rookie, bro. But kudos to him, you know.
Yeah. Do you speaking of All-Star? I know the starters. Is there? I know I mentioned De'Aaron Fox. Anyone else y'all think might sneak in there for the first time on either side who's playing well?
Nah, I don't have anybody right now. Not anybody that comes into mind.
No one's popping out.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think, but just maybe Christian Wood. I think it's too tough because, I mean, of course, there's Jokic and then the other two front court guys, LeBron and Kawhi. But I mean,
not to start.
Yeah. I think if it's a reserve, he definitely could make it. I think there's definitely something there for him to make it.
Do you throw in Julius Randle on the eight?
For sure. Knicks are definitely surprising. And Julius Randle's been big help with them.
Do you put Zach LaVine in the East too?
Nah, bro.
Have y'all seen those numbers? Look up Zach LaVine numbers right now. What's the difference between Zach LaVine and Trey? It's the only thing you're gonna say is that Bulls aren't winning. But look at Zach LaVine's numbers.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm for sure hearing you. I think because, I mean, there's just so many good guards. That's the thing. So, like, who's going to get left out?
Yeah. I mean, you got probably Kyrie. If Jalen's a 2, then you got probably Trey. You got Harden probably as a reserve as well.
Yeah. I mean, is Simmons going to get the guard or the forward?
That's one. What's Middleton as well?
Same thing. I think Middleton and Simmons are going to be labeled as forwards. But, I mean, Simmons, so you never know.
You could then throw in Zach LaVine. I'm trying to think who else out there in the East. Bradley Beal has to make it probably.
Sadly.
Whoa, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, they're trash. I mean, you're talking about not winning, but I mean, he's so good. That's the thing. It's so hard. Like when Trey made it, the Hawks were terrible, and now like what? The Wizards, they're so bad. Bradley Beal is leading the league and scoring like 34 points a game. So it's like kind of tough not to put him in there because like the only they got 4 wins, I think, and 2 of them are against the Nets, and he killed both of those games. But it's tough because when you think about All-Star, you want to be rewarded for something. Like you're helping your team win and you're putting up the numbers to help your team win. But I mean, in this case, you're just putting up the numbers and his team is just...
I mean, but all right, I guess Atlanta is playing better, but then like for me, I don't know. Trey, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, they're all the same to me right now. For me, I think it's just. I mean, obviously Atlanta's a little better, but I think Atlanta has a better team than those teams. So just last year, Trey was doing the same thing, but he just had a worse team, so it looks like it doesn't matter. But that's where I don't know how you. I think there is such a thing as empty stats, but I also think Devin Booker didn't get better. The Suns just got better. So now it looks like Booker's a better player. But
you don't think Booker got better? You don't think his facilitation? I think his facilitation got a little bit better in terms of...
I mean, I like I said, I wouldn't lie and say I watched a lot of Phoenix over the years, but every time I watched him, to me, he looks the same. It's just he has better teammates. He has a point guard that's kind of orchestrating every. I know Dwalk doesn't like CP3, guys. It's like a Rondo. It's a Rondo CP3 rivalry he's had for years, and he never wanted to admit that CP3 was better than him. But I'll let that slide.
I mean, if we going back to when I was really like feeling some type of way about CP3, you couldn't tell me that he was better than Rondo.
He was. But
now I mean Rondo's. Yeah.
No, not now. I'm talking about back in Perry. It was in 2013, 14. Lob City CP3 for sure was better than Rondo. Whichever Rondo, playoff Rondo, Celtics Rondo, like any Rondo you want. But
just like I said a few episodes ago, everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
Other than Bron being the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of greatness, y'all saw that yesterday?
Of course.
We're speaking this on Wednesday, by the way. So Wednesday night, yesterday afternoon was just a very, very fun game. You know, it was just relaxing. You know,
LeBron. What did LeBron say? Not 6, not 7,
not 6,
not 8,
not 7. At some point I was thinking, there's a video actually. After the 9th goal, McTominay is like screaming for them to get the ball. He wanted 10, which is kind of what I need from the boys. But just it's been a couple of bad games, so we needed that because I know Jules was talking shit, and I know the boys listened to the pod last week. So Jules, I want to thank you for
waking your boys up,
waking us up because you were talking crazy. Another one of my friends DM'd me and said he didn't think United were gonna make the top 4. So all this blasphemy, this disrespect, as my boy Stephen A would say, I think the boys heard it, and obviously they had 10 men for most of the game, 9 men by the end, but 9 is 9. I mean, I feel like if we got our St. Andrews junior year team, bro, and we just defend, we might not concede 9. So that was a big win.
I mean, bro, like honestly, I watched a little bit of that game, and like, I mean, Southampton was out of that game like the minute the game started. I mean, my boy got a red like less than 2 minutes. It was 90 seconds in the game. So I mean, like, that obviously took into consideration, but it's part of the game, like if you have a bad foul, it's part of the game. But I mean, you only got 3 points, even though you scored 9 goals. It's all right. Like it's just a win, bro. It's just a win, bro.
Hate out your heart. Imagine if Chelsea had scored 9. We would not stop hearing from this man.
Bro, you know how happy you were when Chelsea got 1 point?
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if. Just imagine, because
we got 3 this weekend too, and we're gonna get 3 tomorrow as well. Just know that.
How about this? An apology on the gram tomorrow. I say Tottenham wins.
Bro, did you see the way Tottenham played against Brighton the other day? Stop it. Nothing.
Okay, so
Harry Kane is not even playing. What do you want? An apology? You get that. I want you to. And then if we win tomorrow, what you gonna say?
I can do an apology. I want you to write a note, all right, saying, I apologize, Taff, for doubting your soccer knowledge. Thank you for teaching me about the game. I am sorry as a Chelsea fan. Signed, Jules. And I want you to post it on your story.
I will do that. But just know you will do that. You will do the same thing.
Do it Friday after we release this episode so that people can, listen to the episode and then understand why you did it. Or do we want to do it where you post it, then they listen to the episode?
Bro,
I think that's better. You post it with no context, and then what is all this? And then they hear the episode
tomorrow
and they know.
After the game, when Tottenham win, I want you to post it.
When Tottenham lose, just know Tottenham's gonna lose tomorrow. Those boys are struggling, bro. Those boys are struggling.
And you guys aren't?
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We gotta. We figured it out, baby. We got it.
Okay. Screenshot.
Hey. What has been figured out?
What has been figured out, bro? Yeah. Everybody knows, bro. With my boy Tuchel out
I'm asking.
Who is this everybody?
My boy Tuchel out here. For the last 2 games, out of 6 points, we gotten 4 points. That's pretty good. And we beat a pretty good team as well this past weekend. I mean, bro, like everything's looking good right now. So And I watched that Spurs team. They are so ass, bro. They are so bad. Like
Last time you talked shit about a team.
Harry Kane, it was out of the mix, and I told you, Joe, Harry Kane is that man. But like y'all should have seen that team the other day, bro. They couldn't get the ball in the final third ever. They probably had like 3 shots on the goal against Brighton. We'll see. We'll give him that work tomorrow. We're giving them that work, baby. Just know that.
Okay, speaking of Brighton, Liverpool took another L. Yep. So back to your point last week, Jules, you said consistency. So when we lose to Sheffield, we're not consistent. Does this mean that Liverpool can't win it? They're not consistent, right? That's what this means, right?
This is what I say. I said in order to be a damn champion, you can't be inconsistent.
So I'm saying Liverpool are showing characteristics of inconsistency.
Yes.
But last week you said that meant United can't win it. So does this mean Liverpool can't win it now? So only City, it's basically City now, right? Leicester? City. You still got Leicester?
I mean City is like what, 5 points above everybody right now? Like 4 points. 4 points above you guys.
I don't think so.
No, we're tied. They have 2 games in hand, but it's tied.
2 games. No, bro, they're up 4. They were up by 4. They're up at least by 1 point right now.
47-44.
Yeah.
Okay, that was before their game in hand. So now they have 1 game in hand. Yeah.
Yeah. So they still have that. And I mean like.
No, I just want you to be consistent. So people know that it's not just your hate for United. Like, are you actually because you're very inconsistent, but you want the champion to be inconsistent. So I just want some consistency.
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
I'm saying this, bro. I don't think United's gonna win. I'm a hater for United. I hate United.
So you're just saying you're not objective. So you're just open. No,
I also don't think that Liverpool's gonna win it either because
but Leicester can.
Leicester, because they're a sleeper, bro. They're a sleeper.
No, I just want to make it make sense because I want the listeners to get a picture into how your mind is, seeing all of this. So, Man U can't win it. Now Liverpool can win it for Man U because they're inconsistent and Liverpool because they're inconsistent.
Yes,
but City, who has been very inconsistent all season.
Did you see the last 13 games, bro? They won every game.
That's what I was about to get to. But we haven't, before the Sheffield game, we hadn't lost in 18, and you still said the same thing.
I said that because because historically, even if you look at the way United played, they're not consistent, bro. They're not consistent.
Historically. Is what? What's historical?
Over the last 5 seasons, if you look at the last 5 seasons, you guys are the same United. So in order to really change,
we're the same United. How so?
You said aren't, right?
How so? By not being consistent, by not winning games, by not winning the games that you're supposed to win.
Was Liverpool supposed to win today?
Exactly. In the last 5 years, Liverpool
were supposed to win that game. Yes.
In the last 5 years, Liverpool were consistent. But this season, they're not. So anything could change in one season. So why can't United be consistent this season? Why are you using historical evidence as the reasoning for why United can't do it? Other than just what's going on right in front of your eyes. Other than that you're not objective, which you can just admit, which is all I want you to admit. You're not objective.
I'm not going to admit to that. But the thing is like, I just feel like in order to be a champion, you have to be consistent. And
that's obvious. Everyone knows that.
That's obvious. And I think that those 2 teams obviously haven't been winning the game that they should win.
Okay, but Leicester has.
Leicester has, yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to get that out there.
Leicester has.
Do you think that Liverpool need to change things up? Like maybe sell Salah, regroup, start over? Or should people not panic?
I wouldn't panic, honestly. I mean, like, Sadio Mane didn't even play the last game out of the last 2 games. So that has to count for something. And then also Virgil's gonna come back as well. You can't get rid of that core group. I just think like obviously like them not having like like, I mean, Jordan Henderson, for crying out loud, is playing as a center back, so it's a little bit different right now. So I wouldn't take the team apart. It just like injuries happen, and then like a big time player like Virgil is obviously going to affect the team, the way that a team plays, the way your identity. You have to regroup, and the two starting center backs are not even playing, so it's a little. I wouldn't sell. You can't sell Mo Salah. Why would you sell? Why would you sell Salah?
Because they said Salah wants to leave. But I also feel like sometimes people hold on to cores. I know you said keep the core. Sometimes the core has run its course. Maybe Salah, Firmino, Mane. Maybe it's time to mix it up. Maybe you go try to buy Sancho, or like do something different and mix it up. Because sometimes changing a little bit can continue things when things get stale. So it was just a question, not that specifically I believe it. I just wanted to hear what you thought about it.
If I had to sell somebody, I would sell Firmino. Like I wouldn't sell Salah, or any like Salah and Mane. Like I feel like those guys, you just have to keep them. Like, but like Firmino, I mean.
So you do think they should change something? Or
I
you
think they should look. If they had to, I think they would still be fine if Virgil was still in the mix. I just think that he needs to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think next week we'll get into some more Champions League predictions, because I know Champions League's about to come back and I'm hyped. Not really, but really. But speaking of predictions, we got the big game this weekend, Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, baby.
Let me just mention, before you say that, I got a notification that said Patrick Mahomes' barber, I think, had COVID. There was 20 people lined up. So,
yeah. I
mean, we'll see what happens.
Apparently, someone they sent them out mid-cut. So someone's hairline about to be looking crazy. But, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Bro, that would really kill it for me if, like, something like that.
Sure. Like, I'm hoping it won't be anything bad.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Hey, that is facts. That is Andy Reid.
But we got to know who the players are.
I'll go first because I know, obviously, y'all know who I'm going with. Speaks for itself. We're going for number 7. I wouldn't bet my money on it because I don't feel that comfortable on it, but it's more of just a faith-based bet. You know what I'm saying? One of those where it doesn't really make sense, but you're still doing it. I felt the same way going into Green Bay, and, he did it. Obviously, I know what the Chiefs have, but the Chiefs have, I think, 3 of their starting offensive linemen out. And the way Tampa Bay put pressure, I think that wears them down. And then old Tom, you know how he does when it's that time. When it's money time, he just does what needs to be done. So, I think Mahomes that too. I think, Mahomes is up next and, he'll have his time. But, the young pup he gotta learn how to win a little more. So I think my boy teaches him a lesson. So I'm going Tampa Bay sneaks one out, old school Patriot style. We win by a field goal at the buzzer or end of the game. So Patriots by 3. Drive. Yeah.
Always. Patriots by 3. Okay. I'll step into it.
No, Bucks by 3.
No, yeah, well,
yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Like you said, it's not more faith-based for me. I mean, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to bet on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, people say never bet against Brady, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's going to play. There's no, if he has COVID, they'll release that after the game. But
they're not letting him do it. I don't know what they'll do. They'll either let someone else. They'll let Jackson Mahomes take his test.
But nah, it's gonna be interesting seeing Gronk and Kelsey, two of the top tight ends, and Cheetah. I think the offense is definitely going to be flowing. I mean, I think it's going to come down to who can get the stop when it matters. But I definitely think Chiefs are going to win. I think Pat Mahomes is just too much. Brady, he's old man, got to get out the door. Just got to move on. I mean, six is great. There's not a whole lot of teams who even have 1. So, I mean, just take it 6.
He listens to this pod, bro. You just pissed him off.
Okay,
It's
TB12.
slow.
The
It's
new goat,
slow.
the new goat is coming in town.
Yeah.
The new goat is coming in town. You can stamp that, screenshot, write it down, take a picture, do whatever you like.
You're gonna regret this, my man.
Bro, I'm gonna go with Dewag too. Like, I mean, I love Brady, but like, I don't know, man. It just sounds about Patrick Mahomes, bro. That boy grew up as a professional, you know. So I feel like he knows how to win. So I'm gonna go with Mahomes. He's a new goat coming in the spot, and I think you're gonna go home crying, Taff. Like,
Oh
he's
no,
gonna.
I mean I'm not that invested. I'm still like I'm a Patriots fan. I just like to see my boy Brady and Gronk
Yeah.
um be great, and I feel like my boy Brady has shown it, so that's why I'm picking him. But I won't be like pissed if
I
Mahomes
will.
wins it. It's a good game. It's whatever.
I just want to see Mahomes win again, bro. I mean, like, it would be crazy because, like, I mean, like, Brady has a lot of rings already, so I'm going Mahomes too.
But if
I think
Mahomes wins, that's 2 and 3.
That's 2 and 3.
what I'm
It's
saying.
11 historical, bro. It's a new goat.
I think they said he'll be the youngest to win multiple Super Bowls and multiple MVPs. So
Yeah.
and if he takes down Tom, I mean, I don't want to hear anyone say, "Oh, he's old, da da da." It's not like that's your goat. He's
Oh,
40. He's 40,
stop.
whatever. He's stand on. I want you to stand on it.
I just
Yep.
hope
He
y'all
took
keep
down
the
Brady.
same energy for Mr. Year 18, because I don't want to hear no Year 18 when Brooklyn pull up in June. I don't want to hear no.
Oh
You
man,
guys,
Bro.
I just want
stop
to make
nonsense.
sure, because
Stop that nonsense.
you're saying that 43 can't be held against them. That's all I'm gonna make sure you guys are clear with. Age is not an excuse. Having multiple options is not an excuse.
You're right.
Once you get there, if you lose, you take your L, old man.
But
That whole energy. Just
Yes,
remember y'all
sir.
said it.
but let
Yes,
me say
sir.
this. Let me say this
No,
though.
don't.
No. Let me say this. It was never an excuse. But the thing I think you're confusing it with is when I was mentioning the injuries. You cannot say that's an excuse.
Okay.
They were injured. That's the
Okay.
completely different thing. I'll
As
say
long
it
as
all
the
the
year
time.
18 and him being
Oh, for
old.
sure. No.
Okay.
He's. I mean, he's nothing like we've ever seen before. Still
All right.
doing it any which way. D Wade said on the No Chill podcast the other day that he's at his best right now.
That he's
Better
ever
than what he
seen.
was. Yeah, he's better he's ever seen. And I mean, I'm gonna take D Wade's word for whatever. I mean, Gilbert too. Gilbert said the same exact thing. We
I
know how
mean,
it is.
those
We
are
know
his
this.
mans, obviously.
Man.
If my boy Jules was coding, even if he was ass, I'd be like, yo, my boy Jules the best coder I know. So I mean, what does that mean?
Come on, man. You know what that means.
It's
All right.
publicity,
We
but
gonna see.
whatever.
All right. So yeah, I'm excited for Super Bowl. Should be good. It's that time. And then I feel like everything kicks up after the Super Bowl and other sports. So I'm excited for this week and leading into that. But that's it for our sports topics. This week's top 5. We got. I'm starting Game of Thrones for my girl right now, so we're watching it, and there's just so many characters. I ended up finishing that other show I was telling you all about, Schitt's Creek, which I loved as well, and both shows just like the characters are fire. So I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder what the boys' 5 favorite TV show characters are. So we'll do top 5 favorite TV show characters and kind of wrap things up.
I'll start this one. I mean, yo, like, I'm a big TV show guy. So my favorite one as a child, it has to be Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's my favorite.
You stay throwing them curveballs.
Here he goes.
Yeah, bro.
You never know what Jules is
Never
gonna
know,
say
man.
for his top
You never
5.
know, bro. I'm predictable. I'm a Gemini. Y'all just know that. And then Malik from the game. I don't know if y'all ever watched the game, but bro, Malik is the funniest dude. Hey, yo, TT. And then my third one is gonna be Spencer from Criminal Minds. I don't know. He's sort of a geek, but he's pretty dope. Fuck with him, OD. And then Arya from Game of Thrones. I don't know, bro. She the GOAT. And then my fifth one is gonna be my favorite show of all time, Gossip Girl. You know, my boy Dan Humphrey from Gossip Girl.
I thought that was Tad's favorite show.
Nah, that's my favorite show, bro. Like I watched the show like at least 3-4 times.
It's a good show. I mean,
it's a good show. It's an awesome show.
I got other, like, it's no One Tree Hill, or there's a few other of those kinds of shows.
That's actually the one I was thinking of. One Tree Hill.
Yeah,
but it's a good show.
Yeah.
I also don't think Dan's the best character in that show. He's probably my least favorite in that show.
Why, you like Chuck Bass?
I prefer Chuck for sure.
I'm Chuck Bass.
All right, Duak, you want to go?
Yeah. So let me just write this last one down. I'm going first. This is in no particular order. I never really have an order. I can't really ever label them. I like them all equally. But I'm going to go Huey Freeman off the Boondocks. That's my boy. He's just the intellect, and you know the way the Boondocks works is I love that show. Number two,
don't like Gangstalicious? You don't like Gangstalicious?
So watch out. Number two, this is a show I just recently finished, and it's I like the show. You know, it's really good. A lot of good life lessons, good values. Steve Urkel off Family Matters, my boy, the nerd, Urkel the nerd. He really played the hell out of that role. I mean, it's interesting because he really couldn't get anything after that, and like towards the end of the show, like his voice started changing, and like it was kind of hard, but like he was really just the star of the show. Number three, we're going with James St. Patrick, aka Ghost from Power. That boy's just cold, man. If you ever watch Power, you know what I'm talking about. Omar Little,
too. Yeah.
Number four, from The Wire. The Wire, I could comfortably say, I think might be the best show of all time. So if you've never seen The Wire, I think I would really suggest.
Are you watching it right now? I think I saw you. Are you the one watching it?
I'm rewatching it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I saw that because me and I use Duaga's HBO, so I'm using his account. So I saw The Wire. I was like, wait, I didn't start that. So.
I'm rewatching The Wire now. I watched it once in the past. What's that? I'm at 4, right?
Yeah.
And number 5 would be Mike Schofield on Prison Break. That's my boy. You know, he's just. I like those dudes that are like more like the laid back, but like they're really like demons on the inside. Like they can hurt you in ways that like, I mean,
you wouldn't even see coming.
Facts. And then I have an honorable mention. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the show Person of Interest, but my guy John Reese off that, he's the bad boy. So
all right. I like it. My top 5. This was tough. Like the first few were all right, but then like my 4th, 5th, I had like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I was like, I could put any of those in the last 2, so that was tough. One is not one, but first person I'll say is Tony Soprano. My boy Tony. I like the anti-heroes. I like complex characters. I like people where it's not clear that they're good. Not to sound weird, like obviously I don't like villains or bad people, but I like people who are like, they show, like the show shows their flaws. Yeah. It seems more relatable to me, but they still kind of have that genuine personality. I didn't want to put 2 from Game of Thrones. My 2 are Tyrion or Arya Stark, but I went with Arya as well, Jules. I love her fierceness. I love her independence. And not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched, but for me, Tyrion's doesn't stay as consistent in terms of just the character arc, in terms of what I would like. So I'd say Arya for that reason. 3 is Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings. If anyone's watched it, it's a fire show. Probably, yeah. I mean, it fits that whole model of like Troy and whatever, but Ragnar's just he literally just kills the role. Like, just my fascination for just Vikings and Viking culture after watching that show was fire. And then, like I said, 4 or 5, anything I've been kind of going back and forth. I had Huey Freeman as one of mine, but to not have the same as Dwak, I'll mix it up. I'll go with the Fresh Prince. You know, my boy Will Smith. Killed it. You know, cultural icon. Also, like Dwaka said, talked about a lot of stuff in society and outside just the jokes. There was a lot going there. For my 5th, again, there's just like I could go so many places with it, but because it's my 2nd favorite show of all time, it's only right that I put my boy Sherlock. Fucking just funny. I like intellectual people. He's a little socially awkward and weird and dumb sometimes, but you know, I love Sherlock. And my honorable mentions would be Huey and Martin.
Yeah. I was going to put Tony Soprano in my honorable mention, but I only finished the first 2 seasons of Soprano, so I couldn't put him on there because I don't know what else happens.
He keeps turning out. Yeah. My boy Tony's always with it.
But fun fact, there's a gas station that's like down the street from my house. I'll never forget this. When I was riding the bus home from school, like in elementary, they had our regular route going back home. They had it cut off, and they were filming a scene. I actually saw the scene like a few weeks ago because I just looked it up randomly. But like I think someone does something right at the gas station, and like in the background is the Barnes and Noble's right next to it. You can see it. I'm like, oh snap, that's right from my house. But
yeah. To be fair, when I first started watching it, and I know it's Jersey, like the area of like the houses remind me of the area of your house. Like sometimes they do like the drive to their house. Yeah. So there's like, and it's like the hill and all that stuff. So it gives me big Jersey. Well, the only place in Jersey I've been is like your area. So whenever I watch Sopranos, I think of that. So that's kind of dope.
Thanks. They also shot House down the street from my house at a prior mental asylum, but it was abandoned. Really? So yeah.
House like
Dr. House, yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Sure. I never watched it. I just know the character, but
yeah. But that's all we got for y'all this week. Episode 8, wrapping it up. It's good to see you guys. It's good to get on here and, you know, talk some shit, see you guys and have fun. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We appreciate all your support. Please keep subscribing. Follow us on all social media. We'll try to get out as many little clips as we can. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Deuces.
It's a wrap.